Beauty is that living up to it simply means being who you are. Huh? Yes. It's not about being anything special. It's about being the special you. Ah. So welcome all you special yous. It's such a joy to see you being all in that wonderful, beautiful spark of the divine. Set your intention to be there as much as possible, because if there's anything our world needs right now, it needs each of us to be in our spark so we can link and link and link and link, just like we did this morning. And what if the whole world was willing to link like that? What a different world we would have. But in the meantime, you can have that world now if you're willing to stay there. I was thinking a lot about, there's so many problems people are dealing with and heavy things. I myself just had a loss of a sister who sort of, she was the oldest. So the oldest, they sort of run things. You sort of just say, okay, what you want, and you facilitate. And all of a sudden they said, oh, now you're the oldest. And I went, ooh, what does that mean? But I thought, oh, well, I guess since I made it this far being who I am, I'm just going to keep doing that and see what happens. And this is the thing. Sometimes we're put in a situation and we think we have to be different than we are. But remember, the divine plan always puts us where we need to be. Now, my brother and I both, were, of course, we miss our sister dearly, but we were both so resistant to go because it was all the other way on the other coast to Florida. And I'm not a good traveler anymore, but I have found out that the good news about wheelchairs is you get to be first in line a lot of times, and they get you through amazing places that you never figured out how to get to. So so that was really exciting. So we head out on this trip, and it takes 21 hours from here to there. 21 hours. I thought, wow, isn't that interesting? How come it took 21 hours? Well, that was the level of the resistance both of us I had to going, I'm sure. You see. So it was giving us time. It was giving us time to just get into the now. And believe me, at 23 hours on airplanes, you get in the now. Very crunched now. And then you can either move into the problem of we may never get there, or maybe we will someday, to the prayer of get me there, thank you. And as we were in our last place in Dallas, they had opened the airport again. That was nice. And it's 1:30 in the morning, and there's no pilot. And the person says, well, if the pilot doesn't come within the next 45 minutes, we'll have to cancel the flight. Now, we've been waiting since 11 o'clock in the evening for this flight to go. Okay, so you saw all this stuff going on all around. I thought, okay, this is time for serious prayer. So I started to pray to God, and I said, I just need some grace. I'm tired and I'm ornery, and I'm really tempted to get into the problem rather than stay in the solution. But I'm not going to do that, but I'm just going to pray because I know that's always part of the solutions, because then I get my next step. I said, but I would really be grateful if when I open my eyes, the pilot appears. I opened my eyes and the pilot was there. Miracle, totally miracle. There he was, and we started boarding the plane. Matter of fact, I got skips in line because they knew I was praying for the pilot, and when it got here, they all wanted me to go first. So know that you're always loved you're always connected as long as you stay in that spark of the divine. As long as you allow it to come in, you see. Remember, that's your I am cord. That's the cord that you stay on so that you don't use your own personal energy. But it gives you energy, and it gives others energy, and it's like going into a field and picking flowers and handing each flower out. It's not your flower. You're going to keep this one for yourself. It's all these other flowers you have to give out. And that's what your spark of the divine is, you see. It's a way that you can connect with the world to tell each and every person they are of value. And they have their spark. And let's share sparks. And you saw what happened when people share sparks. We had a ball just sharing sparks with each other. And we were all together. And did you think about, was I moving too much, too little? Was I loud? Was I soft? Did I move around enough? Usually you don't even think about those things. You just sort of float around for a while, right? And that's what happens. And once you're in that spark of the divine, it doesn't matter what's going on around. When you start to be stressed with what's going on around you, you have slipped into the problem. You have slipped either into judging, being the persecutor, victim. How could this be happening to me? Only happens to me, right? Not. Or we go into the rescue. Well, I can't just sit here. I got to make sure everyone's okay, because I'm the only one that can make them okay, and then maybe I'll feel okay. Okay. And I know rescue very well because I was programmed for that as a little girl. So the problem with rescuing is not that it's because you're giving to establish worth rather than giving to establish love. And we're here to give to establish love, not to prove that we're okay. So it's time to stop worrying about whether I'm okay enough, whether I'm good enough, whether I'm this, whether I'm that, and just open up to that beautiful place in your heart that's linked to every other heart that's in here, that's linked to every other being on this planet. And as you know, as you start to do that, the trees talk, the flowers talk, the animals talk. You get messages all the time about what's of value, what will make life work for you, what will support your joy, what will support your peace and well-being. And it just floats around. And I'm walking through this legal world for the last 10 days do you know what this means? No, I don't either. And so we started calling it the blah, 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 blahs. Because that's what it was. Filled the paper. They could have written things in about 2 paragraphs, and it would have been so convenient to start resolving what needed to be solved. But some of them were through 30 pages long. God only knows what they were saying. But God pointed me to, here's where you sign. Thank you. So I invite you all to stop worrying about being. Stop worrying about what is or isn't happening right now, and start holding for the solutions that you want to happen. Just keep holding solution. You get into the problem, breathe, get yourself settled, and then move out of it back into the solution. Because that is the way we can have the world we want to have. And it's contagious. If some folks start there, and we invite another person in, and they know 10 people, and they invite those in, and they know 10 people, and they invite those in, and pretty soon we got a big, magnificent gang that all are on the same page. Let's stick to what we want solutions for, rather than, can you believe that person didn't wear a suit, or this one didn't do this, or that one didn't do that? And I'm thinking, who cares? Well, a lot of people do. Okay, that's all right. Why do they care? Because we're so programmed to go for image rather than being who we are. And now the shift, the divine shift that they want us to do is to trust wherever you are and whoever you are is exactly what the world needs. Stop thinking that you got to find it. You have it. And it's called compassion. It's called knowing, the knowing of, oh. So, God gives me a lot of challenges with people who don't have the same ideas I have. And Florida kind of is a epitome of that for me. And then when I thought, wow, well, that's interesting. And it's real easy then to throw the people that are thinking a thought that they've been taught, we can't throw them out. We can't make them not okay or call them names or whatever. We have to love them anyhow. Whew, is that hard sometimes? Huh? It's hard. We want to go back into that program that we had, to go into that victim position or persecutor or that rescue. We want to stir the pot. We want to fight for something. I don't know why. It's time to retire the weapons, folks. The biggest weapon you have is your love and compassion. It's very hard for people to battle you if all you value is love. If you say, who is your leader? You say, God. And who is my leader? God. What is my mission? Love. Start there. Start with your spark. And don't leave it. Hang on to it. Because it's what makes us all our joy. Because remember, when we're connected, that is what joy is that connection with all. And you could hear it in the room. You could feel that energy coming, that joy of being connected. And that we do all belong, each with our uniqueness. Not we have to all match and we have to all do it in the same thing. It's often funny. I've been playing with Zoom a little bit, and when people read something together on Zoom, you know how it goes. But even that is so powerful, because if you feel the energy of what people are saying, we're blending that love together. And even though it sounds jumbled in words, it feels powerful in spirit. Make sure your spirit is where your power goes. Not fighting somebody for an idea that you were programmed one way for and they were programmed another way for. Because that's basically what I experienced. And when I talked about, well, let's get down to this or that, we aren't far apart at all. So don't make it bigger. Don't make it bigger than it has to be. Take that breath. Don't go into that established position of I'm going to judge and there's one right way, and if you're not doing it, then you're wrong. So what if there is no wrong? What would the world be like if there was no wrong? Now, that doesn't mean you have to like everybody, folks. And don't expect everyone to like you. Because they won't. It's okay. Liking is a part of our everyday experience. Loving is a part of our expression of our soul. Two different places. It's time to be the expression of your soul. That's what you came here for, to develop and strengthen your soul, to evolve into an even more powerful being of love and compassion. That's why we come to Earth, because with that love and compassion, we can bring more love and compassion here, so that since this is a planet of choice, we need to provide a lot of choices for people to choose love. to choose compassion, to choose inclusivity, to choose to see each one's uniqueness as unique rather than a problem because you're different. And then when we get to the essence of all that is and all that is, we really, there isn't much difference. Not when you're in your divine spark. Huh? And that's what I invite you to do, is just pay attention and be with you and allow yourself to accept all that you are. I wrote a poem a little while ago. It's just a little ditty. I do that from time to time. And I was looking, I wrote this in 2013. Long time ago, huh? And I was struggling a lot around wanting to be perfect. That was sort of my last gateway, I think. That wasn't perfect enough. Oh, it's got to be more perfect, more perfect, more perfect. I call this yes. I can only be who I am. Who I am is who I'm meant to be. When I'm being who I am, that's good enough for me. And I invite you to just be good enough for you. If you hold your integrity within, rather than expect someone to run your life with integrity from without, you'll have integrity, no matter who's running what. If you run from that divine spark, if you run your life from there, you will then have that magic, that miracles, that step-by-step way of just enjoying your life, feeling the fullness of it, not getting through each day. Each day we were down there, we had to feed the ducks. Probably isn't great for the ducks, but we had fun doing it. Because there's this little puddle that they call a lake that is behind my sister's house. And it was so fun to watch what happened. And my sister used to love to do that. That's why one of the reasons we were doing it. We also all enjoy it. But my sister, you know what an ibis is? They're a kind of a crane-looking white bird. They're very beautiful. They also like bread. And my sister could stand on her little dock and say, ibis, ibis, and she'd usually have about 30 or 40 of them. Well, about a dozen of them came and visited us after we had spread her ashes. And they just came, and we knew they were just honoring her as well. And those are the experiences that just are overwhelmingly incredible. And you're so present and you're so alive. You know, that's what you want life to be for us. It's not getting through each day. It's finding those experiences that light you in the inside so you can easily stay in that place that you want to be in. And that means making choices so that you put yourself in those situations. Certainly music. If you're going through that day and you're in one of those defined places and you're feeling victimized and I can't stand it, and if one more bad thing happens today, I'm going to just blow it. Okay. Slow yourself down. Allow yourself to be comforted by the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And we'll play a little of that when we do our meditation today. What is the divine feminine? Compassion, love, welcoming, inclusivity. What is the divine masculine? Support and assisting in the solution. We need both, right? So that we can live together, so that we can create communities that can enjoy each other and put together what will work for all. And also so that there's magic and there's miracles in the world. Thank goodness some people believe in fairies. They get to stay. See, the minute no one believes in something, it has to go away, right? Because life is pretty much an illusion anyhow. So thank you, all of you who believe in fairies, thank you, because they're so wonderful and they do such wonderful things. It's okay. It's really okay to look for the magic, the miracle of the day. Then when you get good at that, of the hour, huh? And you can go down from there, I'm told, even, keep working it until you spend 4 out of 5 minutes of at a time in that spark of the divine. Hey, slip a little bit. Oh, that part needs to be loved, blessed, and included. Because guess who's the biggest excluder of you? Is you. The parts of you you don't like as well as the other parts. And so I'm not going to do that, and I'm not going to like that. And if that comes up, I'm going to get all tense and be mad at myself for doing it, and maybe I won't even let myself have dessert that day. Okay. Doesn't help. Doesn't help. You take that part and you wrap your arms around that part and you say, I'm sorry, you're so disconnected. I didn't realize I left you out. What a difference that makes. You're just saying that. So practice that a little bit and see how you like it. Oh, you can be your own cheerleader. Cheerleaders are very valuable because they hold that anything can happen thing. They believe in the unbelievable. Huh? Someone said faith, that's what faith is about, believing in the unbelievable. We are the unbelievable. Go ahead and believe it. Go ahead, I challenge you all. Go out and start blessing everything you see. I got into the car this morning and I'm, I got to be on time, blah, blah, blah. I got all that going on. And I'm thinking, the angels are going to drive. And I thought, okay, what's my job? Oh, to notice what you notice while being attuned to driving. Okay. And what did I see? Oh, I saw all kinds of things. I saw the cutest little kid. I saw this big fluffy dog that was doing down the road, very happy with his part of the little walk he was getting. All kinds of little things like that I saw. I did see a few cars that wanted to turn left from the right lane. That's part of going through South Lake, isn't it? But anyhow, and even that, I could just say, oh, okay. And I said, move over a little. There you go. That's the left lane. Very good. So you can guide them a lot easier, or you can be mad at them for being in your way. Pay attention to that. We have a lot of permission to be mad at people we don't know. Have you noticed that? And that's a problem because we've already judged everyone we don't know, and we have not even met their spark. What if each person that you don't know, you thought, I wonder what that person's spark is. I wonder how their personality expresses that spark. Now you've got a challenge. And the more you approach life from that position, the more magic and miracles happen. And they just happen to be the correct person who knows the correct person who is exactly what you need to solve this problem that you didn't know how to solve. Collaboration, wonderful. Let yourself have it. Since my mobility isn't the best, I have to learn to be gracious. Was my first wheelchair ride across the airports. Well, some of it was a little challenging at first because we've been very programmed to be independents in my family. And then I just popped into my spark and I thought, okay, this is where God wants me to be. I'm going to savor this experience. Well, it became rather miraculous after that because the people that I got that were transporting me and they got me through things that it would have taken an hour to get through in 10 minutes. And it was just amazing what happened. But they kind of became my fairy godmothers, and fairy godfathers, and took me through this maze of craziness and got me where I needed to be so I could get to deal with what I needed to deal with. And then I needed to do the celebration of life for my sister. Now, I've never done that for a family member before, but my sister was pretty adamant about she wanted me to do it. I said, well, we could find someone. I want you to do it. I want you to do it. Okay, hon. So I'm sitting down and thinking and putting together what I thought would be appropriate for her, and not amongst the tears, they were all there. And it was just such a weird experience. And then just as I was getting ready, she said, you are going to take your robe, aren't you? Packed my robe. She was approved of that. Very, very, she liked everything to be just so, and she really wanted me to wear that robe. Okay. So this is just, you get guided. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about what you're supposed to do next. Stop thinking. Because the thinking will just tell you the recorded messages and the recorded plans that you were presented as a child. Sometimes they fit and sometimes they don't. So don't go back there. Get to your presence, get to that breath so that you can get to that heart space, so that you can be in that spark. And from that spark, you say, okay, what's next? Because when you're in the spark, guess what? You know nothing. And that's good. Because at that point, all possibilities are available. And that's where we want to be, keeping possibilities available so we can choose the best possible next step that we're able to handle. And I say that because I know after going through this week, God doesn't give you anything you can handle, even if you're not sure you can handle it. So walking through this week and listening and watching when people were in their spark and when they weren't was phenomenal. And the other part of staying in your spark, guess what? There's no expectations of others. So they're here now, experience them. No expectation that you will ever see them again or be with them again. It's not useful. When you hear yourself starting to have expectations, and then we could do this, or what if this, da-da-da-da-da. Stop. It gets you away from that divine plan. It gets you away from all your protection, all the support you have from your team, from all those divine beings who hang out around your divine spark. You see, you have access so easily when you're in your spark. That's what I invite you to do. Be gentle with yourself. Allow yourself to receive. When you're giving, give without expectation. When you're receiving, allow yourself to savor it and appreciate the sender. Each time you do that, that other person is supported being in their spark. You want the world to be spark to spark? That's the work. I invite you all to be, instead of warriors, to be open hand, compassionate beings who search and celebrate the spark within yourself and within all other beings. And with that, I think we're going to move into the meditation. Start with breathing in, love and light from the universe. Breathing out, love and appreciation for all that is. And then 3 nice breaths, starting with the central sun, God, to our sun, to the top of your head, to your heart space, your chi center, out your feet, down to the sun in the center of the earth. And then 3 good breaths, starting with the sun in the center of the earth. Bringing that energy up your legs, through your chi center, your heart center, top of your head, our sun, central sun. It's God source. Completing your I am chord. That is the love you are gifted from the divine for you to enjoy, savor, and share throughout your life. And let's put your grounding cord right where those 2 cords meet. So you're grounded to this planet, this place, this time. Putting a nice coil of copper to give you some flexibility. And now from this place of solidness, a connection with our earth, we're going to go through each of our chakras. We're going to start with the lowest one, the first chakra, and we're going to send love to that space. And the affirmation is, I am stability. I love my body. Clearing out anything that doesn't support that. We move up to our second center. I am creativity. I am flow and flexibility. I am abundance. And then letting anything other than that flow out of that center. We're going to move up to the third, right at the solar plexus. I am power. My love empowers me to make choices that work. Allowing anything else to clear that space. Moving up to the heart center. I am love for myself. I am love for humanity. I am love for nature and the other kingdoms. Moving up to the fifth center, the expression center. I have freedom of expression. I have the capacity for truth. And now the third eye, the sixth center. I see beyond what things look like. I see the spark within all. And finally, the top chakra we're going to clear out with this. I am a spiritual connection to the divine. From this place of wholeness, feel it, the gentleness of it. You're home. This is home. This is who you are. I am all that I am, and that is. Be with you all in peace and love, and be peace and love with all. So be it. Thank you.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for these precious moments. I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find myself. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I hear in this precious silence, I hear what could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find myself.
That was sweet. And now, if it's possible to bring those people on Zoom over, we'll see. We practice this. You can do it, Rick. You can do it. There's Linda. Hi, Linda. And if you can't, it's okay. Well, we thought we were actually.
We feel you all
Oh, yeah, we
out
feel
there
you
with
all.
us.
Well, we'll move on. If you figure it out, we'll just go ahead and go from there. But right now, what I'd like to do, while this is, I'm going to talk about some things that are happening. And first off, I would like to talk about something that happened. We just this last week had the Tibetan monks here, and oh my gosh, if you didn't get an opportunity to join in this, you really missed out. They were here all last week, Wednesday through Sunday, and sharing their love, sharing their blessings. I swear that even this space feels so much sweeter since they've been here. And the good news is that they want to come back. So, yay. So, if you didn't get an opportunity this time, there will be another opportunity. And it just was, for me, it was amazing and needed. And their healing presence was just wonderful. And I'm so grateful. And I hope that you got to experience some of their chanting or just some of their love, their laughter, but mostly the healings that happened. So we'll be looking forward to that coming back.
And we're practicing incredible gratitude for our own Teresa Bertrand, who
Yes.
really was the champion for bringing them here, hosting them. Oh, thank you, Teresa. We so appreciate you.
And she really did a lot of work. I mean, really, like you are an amazing woman. Also for today, after our Sunday celebration, Reverend Lucie King is going to be holding a spring drum circle, our plan to plant seeds for what we want to grow as our intentions for spring. This is planned between 11:30 and 12:45. A love donation of $10 to $20 would be appreciated. This goes directly to Unity here at the lake. And so we hope that you can join us. If you don't have your own drum, we have rattles and stuff that we can share with you, and you can have fun with this. And so we would like to have you, after we have our gathering in the sanctuary, come back here and we'll be drumming. Next week, our speaker is, oh my God, me. So I'm going to be talking about, my talk is floating on the waves of life. And as far as what's it about, it's still kind of, Lucy understands this. It's like, I don't know yet. It's coming in, and then probably what'll happen is even when I think I know what it is, it's going to change. It's going to change. So we'll just see what Spirit has in line for us next week, floating on the waves there. We have Kathleen today as our prayer chaplain. She is available on Zoom for prayers. And we do have in Hawksford Hall after service, we do have some goodies to share. And right now, I would like to have Kathleen to come up as it is time to do our love offering. So as you prepare your love offerings, I'm going to have Kathleen come. Kathleen?
So I invite you to just hold any prayer slips you may have filled out and your offering in your hand, in your heart, giving of this gifts. As we say the offering blessing together, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful.
I am so